we're going to jump right into the news this hour and a conversation on an issue that's affecting millions of American families. It's a health crisis that has actually been overshadowed a bit by the coronavirus, but is touching so many of us. It's the epidemic of drug overdoses. In the past year, there have been more than 107,000 overdose fatalities in this country, and the synthetic opioid fentanyl is responsible for nearly 70% of those deadly overdoses. It's the leading cause of death for people 18 to 45 years old. This Sunday, August 21st, is National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, is spearheading efforts to get the substance off the streets. And we are joined now by DEA Administrator Ann Milgram in an exclusive interview, something you'll see only on CBS Mornings. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
I have the unusual disclosure off the top of saying that the DEA arrested my father in the 90s, but I hold no ill will. He was very guilty, quite proud of it, actually. But I want to get to this topic at hand because it's a serious one. The overdose numbers have been getting worse for years now. You've been in the job for a little bit more than a year. What's your theory of the case? Why are the numbers going in the wrong direction?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Sunday's Fentanyl Prevention Day, as you noted, and it is so important, I think, to have public awareness and to be talking about what is happening in our country. So what we see happening at DEA is essentially that there are two cartels in Mexico, the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco New Generation cartel, that are killing Americans with fentanyl at catastrophic and record rates like we have never seen before. And those cartels are acting with calculated, deliberate treachery to get fentanyl to the United States and to get people to buy it through fake pills, by hiding it in other drugs, any means that they can take in order to drive addiction and to make money.
Let's talk about the treachery and the addiction, because, once upon a time, the theory of a drug dealer was they wanted to keep a person addicted, keep them paying money, but not kill them. And now we're seeing people die at an incredibly high rate. So what's changed?
That's totally right. The whole world of drugs have changed. I mean, first of all, the fentanyl that we see is synthetic. It's man-made. So it's important to know that there is an unlimited amount that these two cartels can make. All they need are precursor chemicals that they are buying from China, from these Chinese chemical companies, bringing them to Mexico and synthesizing massive quantities. So that's critically important to understand. The second piece is that it used to be that drug deals were hand-to-hand, that they were in back alleys or that they were connected to a specific dealer that would meet someone.
And you saw them face-to-face.
And you saw them face-to-face.
No.
That's totally gone. We live in a world now where technology, a digital age, where social media has become a superhighway. So for a dealer, for the criminal cartels, Sinaloa and Jalisco New Generation cartel, they want to relentlessly expand. And the way they do that is by driving addiction and by selling more and more. And so what they'll do, fentanyl is the most deadly widespread drug we've ever seen. If it does not kill someone, the likelihood of them becoming addicted and buying more and more is very high.
So how do they use the social media, Ann? That's what I'm fascinated with, because it's targeting Americans, especially targeting teenagers.
Yeah.
Yes.
In several cases,
Absolutely.
Dr. Berman joined us to talk about the tragic death of her son, and he's online on Snapchat, she says, and she has no idea what's happening. She has no idea he was engaging in that. So how is it working?
So this tragic story I hear every single day.
It's not isolated.
It's not isolated. And what's happening is that social media it's essentially a superhighway. It's also anonymous. And again, think about, someone doesn't have to walk to a street corner to buy drugs. You have kids sitting in their bedroom. Anyone with a smartphone has a drug dealer with them.
So what does the drug dealer do?
So what the drug dealer does is they go on any of these platforms, Snapchat in particular, we talk about a lot because it's used frequently, and they do it a lot of different ways. They may go into the comments to people who are going to a concert and start to target them and say, hey, I'll be there. Do you want to meet up? They may post an emoji list of drugs.
But do they say, I'm going to sell you fentanyl? Is that what they say?
Never. So this is one of the things I think it's most important for people to understand. When they go in, they say, I'm going to sell you an OxyContin pill. I'm going to sell you an Adderall. I'm going to sell you a Percocet, as if it were real. And this is the deliberate, calculated treachery of the cartels. They're lying to you.
So kids think they're buying
Exactly.
Oxy or
We should point out, We should point out that Snapchat says that they've stepped up their protections, that they're trying to educate their users, and they're trying to work with law enforcement. So they've got a pretty lengthy statement here, shutting down dealers, improving our support for law enforcement, and educating Snapchatters about the fatal dangers of counterfeit pills. But that statement aside, are you getting the help and support you need from these companies?
But I also think it's important, though, the kids think they're buying one thing.
Yes.
Do the pills look similar? They have no way of knowing that they're getting fentanyl.
They shouldn't be buying any of it. I mean, it shouldn't be available through the phone.
You're right about that, but the fact is they are buying it. But they don't think they're buying fentanyl, right?
Exactly. They think they're buying Oxy, and I will tell you, if you put them side by side,
you can't tell the difference.
You can't tell the difference. The lifelong professionals at the DEA can't tell the difference. They look exactly as if they're the real pill, and they have none of those ingredients in it. They're fentanyl and things like.
But you can't go after these companies that are facilitating the sale of these narcotics to our children?
So right now, we are actively investigating every single possible lead we can take, and we are looking very much at what we can do in this space. Our top priority is to defeat the two cartels, because to be really clear, there is an unlimited amount of drugs that they can make. We have to stop it before it comes from China to Mexico to the U.S. The second piece is that, yes, we have to be aggressive on this.
Are the tech companies allies?
So I hear you on Snapchat's statement. 107,622 Americans died last year. We will see more deaths this year. And right now, the prime way, there's no more dangerous place in the United States of America for a young person, 18 to 45 right now, than social media.
But Ann, help me understand, why would they want to sell kids fentanyl knowing that it could kill them and is killing them? Why would they do that?
Because what the cartels want is they want money and relentless expansion.
So they want to get you addicted?
They want to get you addicted. And if you get addicted, you will buy more and more fentanyl, because fentanyl, it is 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine, and it drives addiction, and people will buy more and more.
They don't mind the death as a side effect.
And one other point, if they don't die, if they don't die, they become addicted. And if someone dies for the cartel, there are 108 million people on Snapchat. So the next person is right behind the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Another topic in the news, I am really curious. Threats against law enforcement. As the head of the DEA, are you concerned that the rhetoric out there politically could lead to strikes against your agents?
I am concerned. I will tell you that the men and women of the DEA are extraordinary. We're out every single day around the world on countless operations. Our agents are in harm's way. We take loaded guns off the street virtually every single day across America and across the world. So threats against law enforcement concern me. And, my top priority as the administrator is the health and safety of our workforce.
And concerned about you too, Ann. Thank you very much for coming in today. And very glad to see you here with very heavy security. Very glad to see you here at the table.